realized that is the last class. Just realized this morning. I thought we had two more. Instead, no, we have only one. And I plan to have two classes, right? So my idea was, okay, I have two classes, I'm fit. No, only one. So
Wait. You buy me water? Water. Tôi.
come to class. So today what we have to do is it's pretty much compressing the topics in two classes. Now the two classes I was not planning to teach, so we should be able to, but we cannot lose time. Okay, so we have to do that. That is a timeline. Unfortunately, it's always a little bit compressing time. So today I want to do two things. Number one, we will do functions. Functions is the last topic of the class, and please pay attention because in the final exam you will be asked a function. Okay, it's very easy, there is no complication, but still something that I need to tell you how to do it. And after that, we will do a little bit of practice. But before jumping into Python, otherwise we jump here and there, I wanted to start with a quick review and a description of what you will expect in your final exam, okay? So we start with that, then I will give you the function, and then we give the last practice, which will be a practice both for functions and also for the exam, okay? Because actually the exam will be on functions too. So very quickly, what will be the exam? What do you expect? What you should expect in the upcoming exam? The upcoming exam will cover everything that we have done, every single thing from the moment you step in this class the first day and you are amazed by my handsomeness to the last moment of today, okay? Everything. The only thing that will not be included is strict practice in Power BI. In Power BI. So what does it mean? That you will not have to go inside Power BI and do practice. But still, I strongly suggest you to repeat 1 or 2 times Power BI, because in the quiz, there are some questions on Power BI. What kind of question of Power BI will be in the quiz? But some general, so for example, what is Power BI, blah, 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 multiple choice, classic. And there are like maybe 3 questions multiple choice where I took a screenshot of Power BI and I say, for example, just example, where do you need to click to change the data model? Or maybe I take the screenshot of the data model. You remember what is the data model, right? Where you can create the connection. And I say, how can you add, or where should you click to add a column or to change a formula? And I give you a screenshot and I will give you some option, row 1 or point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, and you choose, okay? So you don't need to actually practice, but you need to remember the ecosystem Power BI, because I will provide you with some screenshot and some multiple choice questions. So you need to have visual memory of it. Or maybe I ask you, imagine that you need to create a pie chart or a fill map chart. Which of these options you will have to choose? You need to remember the icon. I will not ask you crazy detailed thing, okay? So what is, I give you the menu, what is the thing where you need to, no, not that much. But the important part, yes. So how can you prepare for that? Just go in Power BI and practice again 1 time, just to make sure you remember how to do stuff. If you remember, you should have no problem, okay? But again, there will be no practice of Power BI, so it is all by multiple choice and screenshot, okay? Beside Power BI, all the rest is covered in the final exam. The final exam will last 1 hour and 30 minutes. Yes, LSC told me, oh, when I said, I asked how long will be the exam, and LSC told me, oh, 1 hour and 30 minutes. And I said, 1 hour and 30 minutes, a lot. He said, yeah, 1 hour and 30 minutes. I said, okay, then I have to do many questions. Many questions. And what do you do for 1 hour and 30 minutes? You play tennis? No, I needed to engage with you. I don't want you to be bored in a final exam. So I created a gigantic amount of questions. Gigantic means a very large amount of question for you, which took me a lot of time, but at least you will enjoy. I don't remember, but could be roughly around 30. But 30 questions in 1 hour and 30 minutes means 3 minutes per question. And some question will require more than 3 minutes, some question not. So you need to leverage. For example, some true and false question doesn't require 3 minutes, right? But there are some questions maybe where you have to do a calculation. Okay. No, because it's basic calculation. I don't think it's needed. Actually, I make numbers easy for you to not use, so you don't have too many things. You will have computer, you will have a paper, you will have access to Python, too much, right? So no need. Basic calculation. And then, okay, the topic will be covered all, of course. Question will be around 30 or so. Each question may have different weight. So there is one question, for example, 1 point only. There is other few questions, 2 points, other question, 3 points, other question, 5 points, one question, 10 points. So it's not that every question have the same value. And additionally, this year, I've done something a little bit interesting for me. I created also a bonus question. Bonus question means that you can decide to not take the question. Perfectly fine, and you still can get 100. But if you take the question, you get 5-point bonus. Okay? So technically, if you take every question correct, you will get 105 points. Okay? So this allows you to make even a stupid mistake, maybe, and still take 100. But be careful, because that question, if you make it correct, you get 8 points, which is quite a lot. But if you make it wrong, -1. I think I did -1 or -2. I don't make it -5 + 5. I think it's a bit harsh on you. But still, I want to put a negative. Why? Because otherwise, everyone will try. Nothing to lose, right? I don't want you to lose. I still want you to lose. If you don't know for sure, don't try. But if you think to know, you can try, of course. It's a 5 against 2 or 5 against 1. Okay, so more benefit than loss, but there is still a loss if you make a mistake. The other questions, instead, no. The other question, if you make a mistake, is 0 if you make negative. But this bonus question, because it's a bonus, it's bonus plus, but it's also bonus minus. It's a little bit challenging compared to others, yes, because again, is 5 points, which is quite high. I mean, in the total, if you think 30 questions, 5 points is quite high, right? And it's multiple choice, so. It's about computer science. I forgot, honestly. Even if you pay me, I forgot. I don't remember what I done. Oh, cute. My mom has one similar, but with a bear. Yeah, it's nice. No, I don't have it. My mom has it. What was the next question I wanted to say? Okay, topics. What topics will be covered? Everything, but let me list them. I don't have the time to go through all, right? We have done 55 hours course in less than 1 hour. I cannot go through everything, but I can list them so you know what topics you should review. These topics that I mentioned, I specifically suggest to go through again to make sure they are clear, because most probably will be asked in some way in the exam. So what you have to repeat, what you have to go through again. Number one, concept of the box, computer, how they can be seen as box, that black box, which is no more black box, now you know them. But anyway, a box that can do 5 operations. What are the 5 operations? Then we talk about inside, what you can find inside. What is a motherboard? If I ask you something about a motherboard. Then, of course, CPU. What means CPU? What are the components of the CPU? ALU, arithmetic logic unit, control unit. What are their role? Who is the one that manage and control, and who is the one that perform operation? ALU is perform operation, arithmetic logic unit, of course. Then the concept of cache inside the CPU, which is this little memory, okay, that is used for the CPU to work. Machine cycle, the 4 steps of the machine cycle. RAM, the clock, so hertz, the concept of clock, the concept of speed. Higher clock in hertz means more cycle per second, so more operation per second. The concept of RAM. RAM is volatile memory, is short-term memory, volatile memory, random access memory. The concept of address in a RAM. So when you want to access a RAM, how you can access the RAM? You can access as long as you have a physical address on the memory. So the concept of address. The concept of what means random access. Random access means that as long as you have the address, you can access to any location in the RAM. Okay? The concept of storage. Hard drive disk, status solid disk, magnetic versus electronic. What means speed of a storage? So if I ask you, okay, we know SSD is faster than HDD, but what does it mean? It's faster. What does it mean? It's faster. It's faster in what? The concept of technology. So if we have magnetic platter, who has magnetic? And SSD, that is electronic. So how do you store the 0 and 1 in the electronics? You store with what? With magnetic properties, optical. And what are optical memories? Storage, like CD, DVD, Blu-ray. So this part of the concept of storage and technology. Then the concept of, what did we do? Software. What is software? It's a list of instructions. How can we categorize software? System software, application software. System software, who are? You have 2 macro categories of system software. Operating system, which is the entire manager of the hardware and of the software. So what an operating system do? An operating system needs to control the hardware and need to schedule operation. So it's a scheduler. Can you work with a computer, any kind of computer, without an operating system? Cannot. Very good. So if I ask you, say, no, cannot. No matter what. Can be a very complicated computer or not. Even your washing machine have a basic operating system. Not Windows, but have an operating system. Then what else? Application software. What is an application software? Repeat the names we have done. What means the name? What means, for example, open source software? What means copyrighted software? Okay? And if I give you an example of very well-known software. So, for example, Microsoft Excel. Every one of you knows it. Do you know how to Define it. What is a system software, an application software, or what? Power BI, the one we have done, what it is? System software or application software? Application software, of course. And the one that we used, how it's called, Power BI app. Okay? Visa. Power BI app. Okay? You were complaining so much last time. So if I ask again that, don't make a mistake. Now you know how it's called. Then, Power BI, I told you already, so I will not repeat. For a question on Power BI, what to expect. Then, of course, the concept of digital transformation, industrial revolution, for industry revolution. What is the first? What is the second? What is the fourth? With a specific attention on the fourth one, because the fourth one is the one about digital transformation. What is digital transformation? Difference between digital transformation and digitalization. Digitalization, if I give you an example, a company is changing all its paper into digital version like PDF. Is this digital transformation? No, this is just digitalization. Actually, this is just digitization. But anyway, it means it's not a complete overhaul. So a complete change of how you do things, of your business processes. So it's not digital transformation. Maybe it's the first step toward it, but it's not. So you need to give you a simple example. You need to recognize, oh, yeah, this one can be considered digital transformation, this one no. Then we talk a little bit about technology, but very basic. Like if I ask you, if I give you a definition of cloud computing, can you recognize it? You bring me drink? And why you are late then? Digital, if for example, I give you a definition of cloud computing, can you recognize it? So if I give a definition of cloud computing and then I say, is this cloud computing? Is this machine learning? Is this artificial intelligence? Just a definition, because we didn't really go into the detail. And if I give you an example of application of AI, and I ask you, is this weak AI or strong AI? Can you recognize? Okay, something like this. Okay. I will not make a gray area. Okay, I will kind of be clear to not confuse you. For example, typical confusion, ChatGPT, it is a weak AI, strong AI, is weak AI, but you know, it could confuse you. So I will not make that, okay? But remember what is weak AI and strong AI, and what is AI. So if I ask you what is AI, and I give you some definition, can you pick the right one? I hope so. And what else more? Oh, and then of course, the concept of what is risk. We are talking about risk in cybersecurity for a company, for example. What is cybersecurity? What are the threats? Remember, can be natural or non-natural, can be internal or can be external, right? On purpose. So natural would be not on purpose. Nature don't do on purpose things, just nature. And then on purpose or not on purpose can be a mistake or can be actually an attack. And the attack can be internal or external, right? What else? Oh, and then the concept of virus, let's say the concept of malware, the concept of different malware. For example, if I give you definition of virus, definition of Trojan, definition of DOS attack, definition of blah, 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 and then I give you the name, can you link them together? So you will be okay. I could ask something like that. Or maybe I give you a definition and I give you option. What is this? Reading this definition. This one is a Trojan. This is a DOS attack. This is something else, okay? A virus, okay? A worm. So just remember the differences between them a little bit. And then a little bit the concept of risk management. For example, let's say that you hire the most advanced cybersecurity expert and you invest millions of dollars in protecting your infrastructure. Are you risk-free? No. Risk there is nothing in this world that is risk-free, okay? Nothing. You can drastically reduce the risk. So what you are doing is a very heavy reduction in risk management, but you are not deplete, right? You cannot deplete, right? Huh? Deplete means reduce to zero, right? Eliminate. Huh? You cannot eliminate. I like deplete. It sounds more fancy. You cannot eliminate 100% the risk, so don't fall for it. Another thing, read the question carefully, because I remember some question, I write it half correct and half wrong, okay? For example, something like, Nita is a human being, male. So if you look just a human being, oh yeah, she's a human being, true. But you don't read all. Don't stop only on up. Read the entire statement, okay? Because I know you. Put attention. So 1 hour and 30 minutes, take some drugs. There are so many drugs available, legal and not legal. Focus. Don't use the scroll technique, 10 minutes, focus, and you lose. Focus on the question, read carefully, okay? What is my coffee, by the way? Okay. So with this said, I think pretty much we cover all the topics that you have to do. And then, of course, last will be Python. Python, what you will be asked? There will be some basic question. For example, what is a class? What is a function? What is a data structure? I can ask something like, who is the sister of the data structure, right? I will ask you, can you modify a tuple? Stuff like that. Then I think there will be, if I'm not mistaken, two or three. I think maybe two. Question is 1 and 2 of Python, so a screenshot of the code, and answer like it worked or what should be the output. Okay, so like the other 2 quiz. And then there is the last question, 10 points. That is the heaviest question in the entire exam. 10 points where you have to create a code. You have to write it yourself. Okay? And what will be, I can tell you up front, it will be to create a function, which we will do today. We show you how to do. But the concept of creating a function is not complicated. I just show you today the syntax. But you need to know, you need to practice with what we have done before, because creating the function, it means just you create like a script, but package in a function. But you need to remember for, if, while, break, list, sets, and all the other shit we have done. Okay? If you remember, so you need to practice. How can you practice for Python? Because this is a common question, right? I know as a student, oh, I'm accustomed to review slides, right? But Python, how can I put myself in a safe status? So I know as a student, I go there and I'm quite ready for Python. How can I do that? My suggestion is, number 1, review the slides of Python, because I follow the slides. I don't show you the slides because it's boring like hell, but what I do is exactly what is in the slides, following the slides. In the slides, there are some examples. Try to do yourself the example of the slide. Plus, what we have done in class, try those exercises again. We didn't do crazy amount of exercise because we don't have even crazy amount of time, and we didn't do crazy amount of Python. But those exercises that we have done, maybe we have done 10 in the entire course. Can you do them if you are by yourself without looking? I'm sure that you saved them in Notepad or in Python, and if you were not smart enough to do, no worry, the recording is online. You just go in online recording and you look back. You don't need to watch the entire 1 hour and 30 minutes of class. You skip to the practice, right? So you have that and you find everything. Everything is recorded, everything is available. So even if you don't find the notes, you didn't save them, you still can access on just look at the class to when we did the exercise and go to the end. Usually I give you the solution at the end of the class, right? Anyway, so it's very easy to find. And you take a screenshot if you want. So very easy. No, it doesn't take maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes to extract everything from the recording. So that should be no problem for you, even if you didn't take notes yourself. And then you do all this exercise, and then after you feel confident with those practice, which by the way, sometimes are harder than what I will ask. But anyway, if you feel comfortable with that, you will be fine. What you can do is just be a bit creative. So when you have one of the practice, say you can think, what happen if instead of a list now I have a dictionary? And you try. Of course, you don't have much option because we didn't study much, but try, right? Say, oh, we have done this with a while loop. Can I do it with a for? And what happen if instead of a string, I had maybe a number? And you try to play a bit with that. Play. It's like a language. The best way to learn is not just looking the slides, but practicing, talking with people. In Python, you have the luck, you don't need a people. You just need a computer and you have it, okay? And that's it. That's pretty much everything I have to say on the final exam. Any question? Huh? Any question? Any question? If no question? No question? You feel confident? Very good. Let's see if you, yes, I hope your score will be also equal to your confidence. Okay?
Yes.
Okay? Bunhang, okay? Okay? Not okay. Life is made of pain and suffering, so it's fine. Part of the life. Okay, so if this is clear, today I need to give you the last weapon for you to fight against your nemesis. You know what is a nemesis, right? Against your nemesis, your final boss. If you play video game, you know what is. Is the one that you need to pass for achieving your score, your final goal, right? The winner. But the final boss, you know that is tough, right? So you need to prepare for it. Unless you want to squeeze, because in video game, you can try as many times as you want. I mean, also here, you can try as many times that you want, but I don't think you want to retry. I mean, I know you love me a lot, but I don't think you want to see me many semesters, right? So today, we cover the last topic of the entire course. And the last topic, what is about? What is my paint? And the last topic is about functions. And what is a function? And this one is what you will be asked in the 10 points question in the final exam, okay? So be smart, pay attention, think carefully. What is a function? A function is the same thing that you have studied in high school or even here. You have y function of x. What does it mean? That you have one entity, y, that change depending on x. So if x is like this, y is like this. An example, y equal 2 power x. This is a function. Depending on the x, y will have a value. This is the classic concept of function. How can we see the function in Python? Well, in Python, it can be seen as a box. Can be seen not just in Python, but as a box. This box has a name, is the name of the function. And then you have inputs and you have outputs. This is your output and this is your input. Now, how many inputs a box can have? 1, 2, many, or 0? It can have also 0. Not always you need an input. And how many output your function must have? 1, 2, many, or 0? No need to have output. You can, or you decide to not have. It depends how the function works. What kind of input you can put inside? Well, it depends. In Python is nice because you do not have to define. You don't need to say this must be an integer and this must be a string. You don't need to say that. You just leave it freedom. But you need to be careful because the function may be designed for working only with integer. Give you an example. Your car, do you drive a car or a motorbike? Do you go to do gas sometime? Yeah, you go, unless you don't use it, gas. When you do gas in your motorbike, you can put also coconut juice inside, right? It fits inside. But the motorbike will not complain. The car will not complain until you start the engine again. So the meaning to say, the fact that you can put something inside, it doesn't automatically mean it will work. Python is like this. You can put inside a function whatever you want as long as you have the hole for it. But if you put something that is not designed, the function could not work. So you need to be careful. Output is the same. If you design the output to give outside integer, expect an integer. If you define as a string, expect a string. Now, an example of function, you know what? You have used the function in Python. Give me an example of function that you used. Input, very good. Another one. Print, very good. These are all functions in Python that someone created and you just use it. These are all functions. An example, in fact, is input. What happens when you do input? Input is a function that have some text here, and whenever you type, you will give an input that will be assigned to this variable. This is a function that works like this. So the input comes actually from the user, from the keyboard. And then this is the output. So whatever the person writes, even if it is a number, it will be a string. So it will come out here a string assigned to this number. So how do you write? So everything is clear about function, right? It's obvious. But how can you create a function? Very simple. Very, very simple. In terms of syntax, you need to start writing def. Def means define. Then you choose the name of the function that you want. Choose whatever you want. Name. Then you need to open parentheses. Here inside, you write as many input as you want. You want one input, you need to write one thing. You want one name. You want two inputs, two. You want three inputs, three. You want 0, write nothing inside the parentheses. Then you use the column, and under you write the code. You can consider this code as the engine of the function. So the engine is, once you put inside the input, it does something and it gives you an output. How do you return the output? Writing return. So you use the keyword return for giving the output and the keyword def to define the function. And here you place the input. So this one is definition. This one is for outputs, and this one is for inputs. Pretty much is very simple. So it's not that difficult to write. What is interesting though is that you will have to design this part. This is the hard, not remembering this. So Let's work on it. I think they didn't install for me here. So what we can do is use him online Python like yesterday. This one, right? Yes. Say again? Yeah, I think you will have access to this for testing, yes. I'm not sure, or copy paste or a screenshot, I'm not sure. LSC will tell you. Yeah, you will have access to the Python, like in quiz. The Python part, it will be like in the quiz. Only difference is this time you have to write. Okay. So let's say that we wanted to create our first function. So our first function. So let's say that we want to do our function is sum of two numbers. Okay. So we can say define. We can say my sum, because but it's my function. I don't use the plus of Python, right? So my sum, and then you write the input and the column. How many input we have? 2. So we give, call it as you want. You can call A and B. You can call input 1, input 2, whatever. Let's say input 1 and input 2. But again, you can choose the name you desire. Then you go to the next line. Be careful, because notice one thing. When you go to the next line, see, there is already an indentation. Keep the indentation and don't do this. No, don't do that, because you will make a mistake. In Python, one space more or one space less can make the difference. So just do normally, like this. And here you write, for example, output, out1 equal to imp1 plus imp2. That's it, done. This is sum of the two inputs. And then what you have to do, return. You return out whatever you want the function to spit out. We have created a simple function that takes two numbers as an input and give the sum of it as an output. Now, what happens if I run this? Absolutely nothing. Why? Because I created a function, but I never used it. So how can I use a function? Well, I need to call it. Number one, I need to call A, let's say one number, A equal to 1. B equal to 5. This is just an example. And what we can do now, we can say my sum, and we pass the two numbers, A and B. And because the function expects to return something, I need to allocate some. I need to give some output, let's say, whatever. I need to give a variable. Because since the function spit out a result, this result needs to be hosted somewhere. So what happens here? That you call the function expects two inputs, and you give two inputs, A and B. The function is expected to spit out one number, and this one number will be hosted in that container. Now that you have this, you are pretty much done, because look what happened. Still nothing. Why? Why still nothing? Correct, because I never printed sum out, so I need to print sum out. If I do that, now it's work. Okay, no problem at all. Now, since you are very smart and very prepared, Now is your time to shine. Let's do one function first, then we take a break, and then we do a second function, okay? So we test, we make sure you are ready in function. The function that I want you to do now is your first function. I want you to do a function that is a sum, like this one, but this function will not have input and will not have output. This function needs to work like this. You call my sum without giving any input and without expecting any output. But when you call the function needs to ask you, give me your first number, give me your second number, and then print on the screen. The sum is. Yeah, but don't act like a chill. Good. And then the function needs to give a print saying the sum of your two numbers, or the product. The product of your two numbers is this. So what will how will this look like? It will look like something like this, right? It will look something with nothing here because there is no output. You will have to write your code, and then you call simply your function. Not my sum, but let's say my product, my pro, and then you call my pro, and my pro should not have no input, no output. So design the function. It's very simple. Design the function to do so. So the function needs to ask you the two numbers. Give me number one, give me number two, and print out. Huh? Making fresh. I'm doing fresh, and you have to do a function that asks two number and give the product. But no input and no output. No input and no output, because the function, you call the function and the function will ask for the input. So you don't need to pass the input. Doesn't look like Python. What is your code? What is your code? Okay, but now you need to write the code inside the function. So what the function has to do? Number one, ask for a number, then ask for a second number, and then print the product. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. You should be super able to do that.
Is it correct?
Yeah, this one. Insert. Version. I don't know. Very good. So what you have to do now? I give you the solution because I'm disgusted by the simplicity. So what you have to do in this case, you will have very simply, first you need to ask for the first number. So first equal input, and you say, give me your first number. There, very easy. Then you need to do second. Give me your second number. And after you have this, I don't like this one, doing like this. And then after you have that, what you have to do? Print on screen, because we said no output. We said just print. Print product is, and then you give the product. First, product, second. If I do that, is correct or not? No. What is wrong? Huh? There is a mistake here. What is the mistake? Correct. Need to convert this bitch to an integer, because these one are not integer. Why they are not integer? Because input, the function input always give a string. So you need to convert it into an integer before performing operations. With this said, the function is done. Run. Give me your first number, 34. Give me your second number, 2. Result, 68. Okay? Good. Take 10 minutes break. Come back at 10 and no, yeah, 10 and 15. And the last 30 minutes, I will give you a quiz, a practice that will be close to the final exam. Because you never call the function. You create the function, but you never call the function. You need to write my pro at the end. Yeah, this one is just a function. The function is a box. You need to call the box to make it work. You understand? Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. You forgot. You remember. Understood? Wait. You call me? Oh, I was one number wrong. What happened?
Okay. No, not.
Me? What's up?
Cool. Do you know any city in Cambodia? It's what's
You have very weird business.
what's
You really have very weird business. I don't. Food is very weird.
it's very illegal. No, African. It's not illegal. How is illegal?
Depends on which idea. Sure. I guess. No, I don't know. It would be but it's not a birthday.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a happy birthday.
You can eat this one?
No. I think
it's plastic.
can you?
So you associate me with Chin-Chan. This is the
I interact you.
good association, good association. Thank you very much. But we need to practice. I don't forget. Well, let me take a picture with you.
Photo, sir.
We can have another one. But how?
This right? There's a down. Like that over there. Like that there. Thank you message, the message, and the return.
Yo! You wrote the Python code on the cake wrong. Where is the depth?
The death, but
What is the print?
There's another.
it should be a return.
Where another is.
And a death. But
Come on, at least you have ChatGPT.
It would have been better to put the input command, input return.
Something like that. Student? Teach them.
Computer science.
The cake, they don't know the code, so
But you need to provide them the code.
we need to write them.
That would have been nicer. I needed to hide this one. Yeah, I like to, I show you who you are. Wait, I show you who you are. Yeah, but it's not written like that. This is who you are. Exactly this one. This is you. This is me with you, 100%. Anyway, thank you very much. You want to do a photo or not? How to do the photo? So then we do practice again. How to do the photo? Well, let me put the jacket right. So I look like if you put me in a prison like this. What? Look how handsome I am. There we go. Good. But I'm
No, the plastic.
Yeah. You have someone can take a photo? From another one. And how can you move that? Be smart. 50% photo and 50%.
Anh ơi, ông nói hay ông tiếng Úc.
Not completely wrong.
Giờ đâu phải phải. Mà ông biết đấy. Ôi. Ông hỏi tới này. Hỏi đi cô. Ý. Tôi thấy là cô nè. Thôi là nữa. Không biết ông ấy có thành nào. Chụp đi.
Oh my God.
Group are we? Which group?
Sao group đi okay? Rồi mua việc mới sao group đi. Tôi đợi vào tháng này. Quay lại cho sao group đi. 1, 2, 3.
I hope that will not be your score. Thank you very much. Sarang. I'll go back because we have 10 minutes. We have to practice for your final exam. Chinchana or not, there is a final exam to complete.
A bigger part.
Because the math is the most important part of the exam. Jackets are nice, but not in this weather. Okay, so Chinchana the moment. Want to Chinchana. Okay, so last thing before closing all and let you take a flight with your wings. Hopefully you will not squeeze yourself, splash against the first wall you find. So what you have to do now, and this is somehow, it could be somehow similar of what you will have to do in the final exam. In the final exam, the most important part, I mean, it's not the most important, but the 10 points will ask you to write a function. I can tell you straightforward, you will have to write a function. I will ask you the function, I will tell you everything. The function has to take this input and give that output. It can be 2 inputs, can be 1 input, can be 5 inputs, can be no input. Or it can be 1 output, no output. No, I will not give you more than 1. 1 or no output. And I will tell you the instruction. The function has to do that. And I will give you a screenshot of what should be the output. With this said, I want you to practice with this. I want you to write a dictionary. And in this dictionary, you write 5 students and their grades. Okay? So you create a dictionary, computer science, you add 5 students and give them grades. Okay? Student A 100, student B 50, student C whatever. After you do that, I want you to create a function that takes the list as an input. You can, because input can be also list. You take the dictionary as an input, and you print on screen all the students that got passing grade. Understood? Good luck. So it should be a function that take an input. So you first write a dictionary. Actually, first you create a function, then you write a dictionary, and you call the function with the dictionary as an input. And whenever the function runs, it should say, Mr. John passed the course with grade yeah. Miss Jasmine passed the course with Mr. Chinchan passed the course with, and so on. If they fail, so 59 above below, you don't print them. But now it needs to be in a function. You can call this function winners. Good luck. If you don't finish now, finish at all. This is not the same of the exam, but somehow, you can put whatever you want. Yes. You can put 60 actually should be, but you can change whatever. Yes. And after the exam, there is no passing grade. It's just a contribution, because this course is contribution. You contribute, you can get 0 in one assessment, still pass. You can, you know what? I think for how this course is made, you can get 0 in the final exam and still pass the course. Because if you get 100 in every other assessment, and you get 0 in the final exam, I think you can still barely make it, but still make it. Probably with the lower for ED, whatever, 60% of ED. But you will still pass, as long as all the rest work on a middle string table. So, how do you do the face like you are in full fail mode? What happens? Give up on you. Clear? I want you to see this. First, you create a dictionary with 5 students and their grades. Then you will create a function called function needs to give no output and only one input, the dictionary. So you need to call the function with the dictionary you create, the student dictionary, as an input. The function prints out only the student, and you got student A passed with score, blah, blah. Student B passed, C didn't pass, you don't print, and then so on. So you need to go through the dictionary that you pass to the function, check for every student what is the score. If above or below, you print a number. No output, you don't print. It is actually easy. Actually, you know what? Every question in the exam, I will say, no aside, is actually very easy. I will say it's actually very easy. That should be also on my, when I die, I want on my grave. It's actually said, it's actually very easy. Are you coding Python on Telegram? I don't know. I'm too old for this.
No, you're too young.
Oh, pass to me.
So what to use the word?
It depends. If it's naked, I would still get scared. If it is that, it's okay.
Okay. What if it's like a human protein something?
As long as it doesn't try to.
What's that? What is that?
Oh, I don't know. Ah, the guy. You leave your phone here. How you know? Because someone called you and told your password. So I yes. Say again. It looks like, you know, the people that are put against the wall and stop. Well, that is complain with the people that do ACCA, because we have been moved here because of the examination of ACCA. This is why we have been moved. This is not a room. Well, I like this room. It's very bright. I like it. It's very nice. You have a nice view. Maybe during hot season could be a bit hot. It's kind of nice. I like.
Like the work. Where is it? When 5 students take their score. So that's fun. No need to learn.
No need, but if you want to, actually, you know what? he gave me a good idea. To make it even more complicated, her idea, but I like it, so I will follow. What you can do, don't create a dictionary from the beginning, but maybe what you can do is okay, so for now do this. Atom, there is no time for this. Atom, you can try this exercise though. Now you can try to do just, you have a dictionary, just write a dictionary. Atom, once you finish this, go the next level. Create a second function. And the second function asks you no input and ask you just this. First of all, say, how many students do you have? And you say 5. And then based on that, it print, give me the first student, give me the score, give me the first student, the second student, give me the score, give me the third student, give me the score, give me the first student, give me the score. And that is done. After you have done that, you call the second function, printing out only those the past. So you can create a function that generates a dictionary asking you for the input. Good. Very good. But this one you do at home at the class, because there is no time. But it will be very simple. How do you do that? How do you do? Function and you do for, right? First an input. I can show you, but I show you the one that we do at home. What you have to do? You have to create a function that call it class generator, class gen. And this one, what I have to do? No input. And then you have to say, first of all, number equal to what? Input. Give me the number of students you want to add. Oh, I don't like number of students. That. Then you convert that into an integer because this will be a string. After you have that, you have to say for no, you can say also this. Look, you can say while do counter equal to 0, and then you say while count is lower than num, you keep adding input. It should be give me the first name and input give me the first grade. And then what is the problem? That it's not a problem, but this one will be a string, right? Actually, it will be both a string. This one will be name. This will be grade. Then you need to convert grade into input. I'm doing very fast, I know, but I need to finish for you. So you need to convert the grade. And now you take the dictionary. The dictionary should be first here. My dict. And then what do? You say my dict of my dict of name equal to grade. Yeah, and then what you can do is return. What do you return back? Once you finish, you return the dictionary, which is my dict. Now, what happened? This is a function. If you call the function class gen, this will generate your beautiful classroom, and then you can print your classroom. Look, you can print. I hope I didn't do any mess. Let's see, run. How many students I want? Let's make only 2. Give me the first name, Chin. Give me the first grade, 100. Give me, oh yeah, because I need to change. Okay, let it be that you can adapt, right? I didn't adapt. Okay. Give me the other name, Chan, 20. And stupid me. And you don't tell me anything because I didn't increment the count. So no, it's not hard, it's easy. Wait, let me check here what I'm missing. And let me change here the give me name. Look how nice. Let me up that. Give me name. Name plus string and of count plus 1. Wait. I'm almost done. Okay, now it should be okay. Give me the first student, Chin. What did I do wrong? Stupid me, count. See, I'm doing fast and right. Okay, Chin. No, you can fix it. You can take up. By the way, I think we have class 45, right? Oh, we have still 10 minutes. So no rush. Let me finish with so what you have to do, let's go slow then. So what you have to do, in this case, this is not what I ask you to do now. This is one at all. You have first to ask the input, give me the number of students. Then you transform this number of, because we are creating a dictionary, right? So you transform the number of students into from string to integer. You generate a counter and you create a dictionary. This is the base, the foundation. Now what we have to do, based on how many students we said we want to add, now we need to keep asking. So you can add more people in the dictionary, right? So here is a number. So until count is smaller than number, yes, you ask name input, give me the name number 1, give me grade number 1 because count starts from 0. So 0 plus 1, you give the first number because people don't count with 0, right? And then you convert the grade and you say my dict of name equal to grade. That's correct. And then you increment count. Stupid. No, it's correct. And then my dict. And then should be correct. What did I do wrong? Base 10 Chin. He doesn't recognize Chin. Why? Oh, you can, this is a good exercise, eh? Try to see what is my error. Can you see it? Great. Something here is wrong, but I'm not sure what. Ah, my stupid me. Yeah, of course. You don't tell me anything because I forgot that I did this. So he's asking me the number of students and I give a name. Of course. Give me number of students too. Give me name 1 and then change. Give me grade 1, let's say 70. And I still make a mistake. What the heck? Grade. Yeah, you can fix the time, but we still have 7 minutes. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I should. Maybe Chin-chan confused me. Wait. Ah, the count. What is my here. See, stupid errors. Give me students. Let's say 3. Give me name 1, Chin. Give me grade 1, 70. Give me name 2, Chan. Give me grade 2, 90. Give me grade 3, name 2. Give me grade 3, 25. There we go. See? Did I pass? So this one is the one that you can do. You can create this function. And then after that, you create the second function that I asked you, the function that goes through the dictionary and print only the students that did good. You want me to do that too? Really? Seriously? You don't want to practice yourself a bit? You need to define another function called winners. And this function, what will be? It's a function that print only the one that passed. So you need to say what this function get inside the students, right? The list. So you call now students is a dictionary. So you can say for person in students. So for person in students. Yes. It should work. Let me try. If students of person larger than 59, print person Take it like this. So, class gen, classroom, and then winners of classroom. Uh, 100, 80, 30. Hey! So this is what you have to do between class and home. So what we have done here, what I have done, you didn't do anything, just make note. What we have done here is first to create a function that creates a dictionary, asking you how many students you want. You give the number of students and then keep asking you name and grade, name and grade, name and grade. And then once you have that, you take this dictionary, feed into another function that is called winners. This function go through every element, every student, and check if the student pass or not, above or below 60, and print out. A pass, B pass. Okay? Go home and practice, because now this one is more challenging than what you have to do in the final. More challenging. But at the end, what you will have to do in the exam, and this one are brother and sister, only that one is more harder than this. You will have to create a dictionary. We'll have to create function that take an input and do something. So practice with functions that take inside data structure and do something with that. Okay? With this said, enjoy your day and try your best to not fuck it up too much at the exam. Otherwise, you know what? Be happy, because we will see each other next semester for another session of computer science. Can I close? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bye-bye. I will send you my MEA so you can send as much love you want. I don't judge any currency except the two. I will say like they say on the even Asia plane. I accept any currency, but the exchange will be period.